Should President William Ruto support the impeachment of his deputy president Rigathi Gachagua, who was democratically elected by Kenyans? As from the look of things, it is seen that the president has only one option: to impeach his deputy. Just under 2 years into their administration, Gachagua faces turbulent impeachment threats.
Iko deputy president wa Kenya, the biggest embarrassment of our time. Anaambia Rais Ruto, Rigathi Gachagua Joffrey is an embarrassment to you.
The calls for impeachment come primarily from some Mount Kenyan MPs and politicians who accuse Gachagua of holding his boss hostage with demands that benefit only his community. Additionally, there are accusations that Gachagua and other Mount Kenya leaders were plotting a coup against President Ruto's government.
Wale wengine viongozi wa serikali na wameshaguliwa na wako na vio vya juu, na tunawajua kwa majina na tunawajua kwa mienendo yao, na usiku ndio wanaakisha moto, wanaakishia rais moto usiku. Mchana wanaongea wako pamoja na rais, lakini usiku ndio watu wa kuunganisha Wakikuyu wengine na jamii ya Mount Kenya kuelezea vile tumefinywa.
This alleged coup plot gained traction during the Gen Z protest when youths stormed the parliament building chanting for Ruto's removal and threatened to march to State House. It was rumored that these protesters were funded by Mount Kenya leaders who hoped the youths would overthrow Ruto and elevate Gachagua to power. However, their plans were thwarted when the police prevented the protesters from reaching State House. The plot thickened when PNU leader and Laikipia East MP Mwangi Kiunjuri came forward with claims that the protests were funded by a prominent politician aiming to overthrow Ruto. In an interview on Inoro TV, Kiunjuri alleged that 4 MPs from the Mount Kenya region had organized around 20,000 people to protest in Nairobi's CBD. He suggested that while Gen Z had their own version of Occupy Parliament, there were individuals allegedly paid to attempt a government overthrow.
The day Parliament was attacked, 4 politicians from our region brought 20,000 protesters. 3,000 came from Juja. The office that offered the funding is known by the government, and more importantly, the money was from the government. The office that funded the protests is known by the government. A pig fries itself with its own fat. It was the first time seeing protests infiltrate smaller towns such as Nyeri and Nanyuki. In other regions like Rift Valley, protests occurred in towns like Eldoret, but not in the interior parts of the region.
Though Kiunjuri did not name the MPs, Kiambu Senator Karungo Odhangwa accused him of trying to set the stage for Gachagua's impeachment by tarnishing his reputation and portraying him as an enemy of the state.
Nandu, yani president agaria kunyitithania bururi, no andu a muitu wa Mount Kenya maragaria kuhura rigijina niwe wina andu mareka mathabu ma zero. Tiguo ne magiriirwo makinye ikinya rimwe thutha nigetha twaranirie tumenye muingi unyitirire rigiji o toria turagira andu Mombasa, tukagira Western, tukagira kundu kungi guothe, tumenye ithe Mount Kenya rigiji yako kwa kiti tutamushikilia, MCA wote wa Mount Kenya wamemshikilia na nio ageshagi igitiguo.
Lakini niambie, unawezaje kushikilia your boss anakuambia leo enda useme Uhuru ni mbaya? Mnakumbuka ile statement ilikuwa kule wakiingia, akasema wewe Uhuru ulitukosea, hiyo mambo ikaisha. Tukatoka hapo, akamwambia ongea juu ya shareholding, akaenda Kisumu akamuita primitive. Kuita Rigathi primitive ni sisi unaita primitive, sababu sisi ni mtoto wetu. Tulipotoka hapo, juzi akamwambia Raila hata ingia State House, weka mitego. Hiyo mitego imefika wapi? Ni amenyilio na akeigerio. Alafu mnakuja kutuambia ati tukae hivi, ati weka mitego. Ni rais alimwambia weka mitego, Raila hata ingia. Leo Raila darakoma bedroom. Alafu mnakuja kutuambia nini? What are you telling us? Kama rais anakumbuka yeye ndiye aliingia hapa na Bwana asifiwe, hata sasa aendelee kusema Bwana asifiwe na ioneke.
The coup narrative has deepened the rift between Ruto and Gachagua, with both men losing trust in each other. By July 30th, 2024, it was apparent that MPs and a nominated cabinet secretary had laid the groundwork for Gachagua's impeachment. The secret meeting, attended by mostly MPs from the Mount Kenya region, criticized Gachagua for allegedly undermining Ruto and promoting a divisive ethnic agenda. The CS nominee claimed Ruto was frustrated with Gachagua's behavior, including unreasonable demands for key government positions for individuals from his region, such as insisting that Githii Mburu's position at the Kenya Revenue Authority be filled by someone from Mount Kenya.
Abe aridikane geke kirema kia muheria 3.5 million votes. Milioni 3 na ngiri magana matano. Turare na gite kege na kege ite inyanya thini wa thirikari ino cia ministry. Twambiririe na mase wa njau.
Kenya iko na cabinet slots 20. Makabila 43. Deputy President wa Jamhuri ya Kenya anasimama anaambia rais, yetu wa Kikuyu nani? Tunataka nani? Wamasai wako wapi? Waturkana wako wapi? Na sisi Waluya tuko wapi? Haswa Waluya wa Bumula.
The situation escalated further when President Ruto appointed opposition leader Raila Odinga's team into his government, defying a prior agreement with Gachagua to exclude Odinga and his team from the administration. This move by Ruto indicated a significant shift in his stance, suggesting he could no longer tolerate Gachagua's influence despite their earlier agreements. But the big question is, do you think the president should let his deputy go? And will he manage to do so, or will the impeachment motion go through? Leave your thoughts in our comment section. That is it for now. Thanks for watching. Let's meet next time. Bye-bye.